I'll go with Kansas City, Skip, because I believe this game is going to come down to home field. And I don't really see them losing another game. Now, it's going to be tough.
You don't think they're going to lose any more games?
Well, it's going to be tough sledding. They might be 4-2, but they have the tiebreaker because, well, New England didn't have the tiebreaker because they would have beaten Kansas City head-to-head. But I believe it's going to come down to Kansas City having home field and New England having to go in there for the AFC Championship game. This offense is unbelievable. The motion. Tyreek Hill might be the most well-conditioned athlete because he's in motion for the entire game, Skip. He's running from one side of the field in motion all the way to the other, and he's running his route from one side of the field all the way to the other. And Pat Mahomes, Skip, he's better than advertised. Skip, I didn't see this. I was looking at when I saw them trading up to move in position, you knew they were going to take a quarterback. I thought they were moving up to take Deshaun Watson. I did not see this kid. And I was like, you moved up to take this kid? We had him here. We talking. I'm like, man, that squeaky voice. Somebody going to take him in the first round?
Squeaky voice. That's about the only bad thing you can say about him.
The only thing.
Squeaky voice.
But this dude here, the way he makes plays outside of the pocket, the way he can throw the ball outside of the pocket, the way he got legs, he can run the ball. I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers, but Skip, the way he can make plays outside of the pocket. I was reading the thing on the screen that was talking about quarterbacks throwing outside of the pocket is 33%. He's like 19% higher. He's in the 50s throwing the ball outside of the pocket. And normally you want guys to move out. He has no weakness. They surrounded him with talent. Now Kareem Hunt is starting to run the football with a little bit more conviction. They still have Kelsey. They have Sammy Watkins. Tyreek Hill is a different animal. And defensively, Skip, we're starting to see they're playing a little better. Chris Jones in the middle. They have D Ford on one side. Now, I believe Justin Houston's going to come back in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
So that's more now, I don't know if and when Eric Berry's going to come back. But if he were to, that's going to make them more than formidable.
Yep.
New England's going to be New England, Skip. It took 2 special team touchdowns to beat Mitchell Trubisky. And like I said, the more I watch Mitchell Trubisky, the less I like him.
Me too.
And I think Coach Belichick probably went upstairs this morning to Mr. Kraft's office. He said, I told you about Gronk, didn't I? Your head hard. Eventually, you're going to listen to me. Now, I told you we probably should have moved on from him, and I wanted to. But against my better judgment, I let you in number 12, who I'm trying to move on from him also, I let you guys talk me into it.
Do you think he said we should have also moved on from number 12?
No, he ain't talking about number 12 right now. He said 87.
Yeah.
Because Coach Belichick knows since he's been there for the most part, at some point in time during the season, as great as Gronk has been, he's going to get nicked. Now, that nick, is it going to be a game or is it going to be multiple games? And Coach Belichick says, like you, hey, Branch Rickey, what would he say, Skip? 1 year before you think you should.
Yep.
And Coach Belichick thought, he said, you know what, Gronk might have another good year. See, Gronk wants to play because a lot of Gronk's money is tied to what? Incentives. If he has more yards than he had last year, if he has more catches, if he has more touchdowns. Well, the only way you can get those type numbers are if you're playing. So a lot of that is Gronk wanting to play when he's not healthy, and he doesn't look like himself when he's out there. But all things being equal, I believe Kansas City, because I think the game is going to probably come down to whomever has home field advantage. And if Kansas City gets it, I believe they're the team that can beat them.
So, hypothetically, if Bill Belichick goes upstairs to talk to Mr. Kraft about, you should have listened to me about Gronk, when that conversation concludes, hypothetically, Robert Kraft then should ask Bill Belichick, can you explain why your defense is so bad and you're supposed to be a defensive genius? Because the Patriots' defense is pitiful. It is pathetic. It is a liability. It made a star yesterday out of Mitchell Trubisky.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. Mitchell Trubisky yesterday was 8 of 16 on third down and 1 of 1 on fourth down. Look at the yards in this game. It's a wipeout. It's 400 and what is that? 453 to 381. Are you kidding me? Mitchell Trubisky put up 453. Do you realize the Patriots are 28th in yards allowed, and they have allowed the second most second-half points in the league? This is the genius Bill Belichick that you give 75% of the credit for the New England dynasty. They are getting torched. Do you realize that they almost put Blake Bortles in the Hall of Fame several weeks back, and now he lost his job?
But you also
realize he threw for 373 against this defense?
But you also have to understand, Skip, is that they don't get a possession on the kick return touchdown by Cordarrelle Patterson. They also don't get a possession on the block punt return for a touchdown. So those would have been possessions that Tom Brady would have had yardage and possibly could have gotten points out of that. So so that factors in to Tom Brady only having the Patriots offense only having 381 total yards and only having 64 plays. I don't think Chicago gets them out twice on 3 and outs. So they would have had more plays than what they had. I believe they would have had more yardage than what they had. But at the end of the day, Coach Belichick, they find a way to keep you out of the end zone. And Mitchell Trubisky had an opportunity, Skip. He had a guy wide open for a touchdown. He underthrows him, and the Patriots DB makes a great play because he one-hand intercepts it. He has Burton on the sideline open. He underthrows it, and the DB knocks it down. The more I watch him, Skip, the less I like him. Is he athletic?
He threw 2 balls the Patriots should have caught in the end zone.
Yes,
right?
yes.
2 end zones.
I still don't know what he saw. I still don't know what he saw because Roberts just flat out dropped it.
Okay.
But you think him?
Well, I'm just saying this defense is horrendously bad because what I saw last night, seriously, the Kansas City defense is playing a little better than the Patriots defense.
They are.
That's what's scary. And then Sony Michel, I'm not sure exactly what's going to come of that, but that did not look good.
No.
It just did not look good. So is he gone? What are you down to Kenyon Barner for the back?
And you know what, Skip? I'm watching. I don't know if you noticed this, that the guy that's getting most of the targets is James White.
Well, remember, he's the hero of a Super Bowl comeback.
14.
Right?
Because what they're doing, Skip, is that teams are like, okay, there's no Gronk. If we double, and he does a great job. The thing that people don't notice about James White is that he's very patient because he knows that Tom Brady is going 1, 2, I'm 3. It does me no good to be open if Tom Brady's not ready to throw me the football. That was one of the things I had to learn, Skip. John Elway was my quarterback. I was beating the guy so quick. He's like, dude, it doesn't do you any good for you to win, and I'm not ready to throw the football. Because by the time I'm ready to throw it, the guy's already made up the ground. So you watch James White on these routes. When he has these option routes, he takes his time. He's setting the guys up. He knows he's going to Edelman. He's probably going to go to Hogan or Josh Gordon, and he's coming to me at the end. And then every time, as soon as he breaks out, ball's there, touchdown. As soon as he breaks in, it's a first down. So James White, he's not Le'Veon or he's not Gurley or Zeke, any of these, Skip. But for what they need and for what they ask him to do, he's phenomenal.
So my takeaway from all this, my bottom line is that Tom Brady will overcome Bill Belichick and get the Patriots back to another Super Bowl. And the reason I'm saying that right now is to the point you made just a week ago, just a Sunday night ago at Foxborough, Tom Brady outgunned the kid. It was 43-40 because Tom Brady threw for 182 just in the fourth quarter alone. So because of that win, you got one leg up there, and New England gets to play in the AFC East. And I believe New England will sweep the AFC East.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so the other tricky games for New England, they get Green Bay at home. I think they can win that. It'll be tough, but I think they can. They go to Tennessee. Tricky, tough, but I think they can win that. And then they go to Pittsburgh, and we know what's happened a lot of times in Pittsburgh. So that's really it. I mean, could they get on a roll and win out? I guess they could. They'll probably lose 1 or 2 more somewhere along the way. But Kansas City is 6-1 right now, but these are home games, but they got to play the Rams, Baltimore, and your Chargers all at Kansas City. Okay? Are they going to lose 1 or 2 of those games? They might lose one of them. And if they do, and Brady wins out,
and the thing, what we saw yesterday, Skip, is that we saw the Patriots turn the football over. They don't really normally turn the ball over. I mean, Patterson had the ball knocked out his hand on the kick return, and the guy has a first. Well, the guy should have picked it clean the first time. It should have been a pick 6. But anyway, Devlin ends up catching the ball. He punches it out.
That was the only bad choice that Tom made yesterday because he had a rusher come right in his face, and he said, "I'm just going to flip it sideways to my fullback." And it was a bad idea. And I agree with you. It should have been intercepted the first time, and it got tipped into an interception. But beside that, they still won the game. Brady was still Tom Brady, and I think he will continue to be that because Josh Gordon continues to emerge as maybe it's his favorite downfield target. I don't think Josh Gordon can run the way he used to run.
You saw that, but he had a peon on his back.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I saw that too, Skip.
Can you run?
Yeah, I say,
can you run? Or was he a little nervous about some contact?
yeah, legs got real heavy, Skip. I was like, man,
shaky.
Josh Gordon faster than that, I thought.
I thought so too. I thought he was gone. Most guys would have been in the end zone like that.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, he must be know something I don't.
I don't know, something.
But I mean, hey, you know, he's still Tom Brady. He's gonna do his thing. But Kansas City, you had to admit, you were impressed with them last night.
Well, it's like a track team because so many of their yards come after catch.
Yes.
Like even Travis Kelce, he takes a little swing route over on the sideline and he turns it up and gets loose and he goes 40 yards. Well, how can you stop that?
You can't.
You just can't.
Yeah,
and Kareem Hunt takes little flip passes out of the backfield and he runs 40 yards with you.
And that's the thing. Just get the guys. I mean, Pat Mahomes, 28 of 39, 358, 40. He might be on pace to break Peyton's yardage, that 5,500.
But you know what? A week ago Sunday night, he could not get into your restaurant. He lost to Tom Brady. He could not.
But
Not gonna live that one down, Shannon.
But I know who did get in there yesterday.
Who?
Before he went to the Smithsonian.
Who?
Yeah, you know, the Black History part of the Smithsonian.
Yeah,
he wanted lunch.
Oh, yeah.
So I got him a little something. Oh, that.
Nice of you.
You let him in.
Yeah, I let him in.
That's really nice.
Them hot L's.